Small touches can make a big day, as the national flag was on our new scoreboard during the national anthem, and now we have a new display on the scoreboard as well. So lots of little touches, as there's little touches in the middle of the park as well, with lads getting used to each other out there before our match official Mr. O'Halloran from Limerick gets proceedings underway. New transfers as well on the teaching staff, I notice, in St. Joseph's Tulla. Highly decorated market hurler and former junior international player of the year Owen Hayes has come in from Killaloo to Tulla. He's down here on the sideline as well, along with Aidan Hart and the rest of the management team. The boys here are getting really to know each other. Rory Ralph has come to midfield. They're a fair way off the halfway line as the referee decides, let's get this underway, and it's Matthew Corbett with the first possession from just outside the 45 metre line. The clock hasn't even started. 7 seconds when he sent that ball straight between the posts. Brilliant start. He was alive to the opportunity and well able to take it.
Yeah, I watched the warm up there, and Tulla did a lot on the breaking ball, and once that broke, Corbett was onto it, opened up in front of him, settled himself, put it over the bar.
We could have an immediate response for St. Flannans. That ball has gone in and it's straight over, and it's the opposite number 8. That's Graham Ball from St. Joseph's Dura Bearfield. What a brilliant underage Clare career he's been having in his early days here. We've 36 seconds on the clock. It's a point apiece. Let's see, can they keep this up? Our commentary sponsors, Cooney's Home and Hardware on Main Street in Tulla, will be hoping it's the men in white who can respond, and they can. That's a really good free one by Nicky Belenko just outside the 45 metre line again on that breaking ball, winning it from the puck out, and a first opportunity again here now for the ever reliable, ever dependable Matthew Corbett.
Yeah, again, just to mention as a sponsor there, a teak, tough, no nonsense, old style cornerback was Eugene.
Right. That's a fair.
Not a man to be messed with.
I'd say, did you ever come into direct contact?
I did.
That's where it is coming from. Matthew Corbett's free goes straight between the posts and out over the head of the Ultras away to our right hand side. So that's 2 points to 1. St. Joseph's Tulla leading here. We haven't even had 90 seconds on the clock. Long puck out from Leon Talty, breaks down. It's Isaac Hassett, picks it up, gives it back here towards Colm Daly. The screamers are going off in the terraces. Long ball across towards Harry Doherty. He's capable of plenty of screamers. So too is this man. Once again, it's Ball. There's an injury outside. We'll pick up on that in just a moment. Thomas O'Connor, he's cutting through to the 21, strikes off his left. 2 points apiece it is here between the rivals. Brilliant score.
Yeah, is it Ryan Hayes is down? Is it he collided, I thought, with Thomas O'Connor, who looked like was going to come out the worst of it, but no malice, no intent. It was just two lads with eyes on the ball, and serious concern now for Tulla.
Yeah, he's in a bit of pain down there next, and Harry Doherty kind of took a bit of a clatter in the air as well, and he was straight back up to his feet. So obviously just an accidental collision, maybe one of those, you get it into the side of the knee when you're not kind of really ready for it, but the medical team will look after him.
And it could be, as we saw out in Tulla 2 weeks ago with Jack Kerwin, it was when he hit the ground, the damage might have been done, because he did leap up fairly high up in the air. So let's hope from Tulla and Ryan's point of view that he can recover, but as you said, he looks in a lot of trouble down there.
Yeah, they're readying Daniel Green as well from Broadford, who was named to start in the corner. He has the saffron and blue helmet just getting ready here underneath us, so it could be, and as you said, Tommy, given he's such a defensive linchpin, with all that adult hurling experience at this level, it's vital.
Yeah, no, we spoke about it just before the game, and there'll be a couple of minutes into it that he'd be. And again, he hasn't moved, which is slight worrying, because
it does look like a leg injury. That's what the medics are kind of attending to. It's just,
and again, there'd be a great breeding there. His father Michael and his grandfather, both of them are tough, hard men, so he wouldn't go down easy.
Yeah, so again, just the bag of ice is being rubbed to the left knee, it looks like, out there at the moment. So we've had a cracking start here to the game. 3 minutes on the clock, but we haven't had that much action. Graham Ball and Thomas O'Connor were points for St. Joseph's, or St. Flannans, I should say, sorry. And both St. Joseph's points coming from the stick of Matthew Corbett, a point and a free as well. It's not the only derby underway this afternoon. They're at it in Old Trafford as well, but we'll leave them at it for a while.
That was the match in Temple-Derry you were talking about.
United and City is underway at the moment. We'll keep an eye as well on Temple-Derry, because of course that will determine the opponents for whoever comes through. Just to let you know that he is back up onto his feet, Ryan Hayes, but walking rather gingerly on that left leg, so maybe he'll try to run it off, see can the ice and the magic water do its work. As you said, Tommy, he's certainly not giving into it easy anyway.
No, but you're playing centre back, if his movement is restricted and a knock like that, No, maybe he may be able to run it off. It looks like number 8 has gone back now. Michael Vaughan has gone back into the centre-back position to see they'll give Ryan a chance, but it's not looking
overly
good.
comfortable, but he's trying his best, isn't he, in fairness to him. And I think are the Minters going to make the call for him? Maybe
they might move him up. Yeah, move him up out of the defence at the moment just to see how he's getting on.
That is.
The referee is asking him what's the story, so I'd say he's going to continue.
Yeah, he's getting better with every stride. So just a little break. Maybe a Shawnee McMahon move into the corner, give him a bit of a break inside. That's Dan Keating from Clonmel was the mentor that was into him. He was over their first year hurling team as well out in Tulla. So great work going on. Long puck out. Eventually we're back underway from Patrick Murphy, breaking down around that 45-metre line. It looks to be gathered up here.
Hayes.
It is. It's straight into the action. Ryan Hayes, what a way to respond from the injury onto that breaking ball and struck a brilliant off his left hand side straight between the posts. We've had 5 shots at the post, Tommy, resulting in 5 points so far. That is some rate.
Yeah, he's gone up into the corner forward position, so Flannans wouldn't have been planning for something like that happening, but as you said, he had a lot to do when he got it, but he struck it brilliantly over the shoulder, over the bar.
Yeah, and he's gone into that full forward berth at the moment, and he's a big strong unit. You can see Flannans to the sideline here worried about it.
They're reacting, yeah.
So it'll be a line ball to St. Flannans. Colm Daly is the man to take it. 45 out, gets a good crossfield connection on that one. Thomas O'Connor battling away over for it. Lovely little touch around the corner, trying to win that ball on the ground. It's not Dara McNamara. Good goal for him. The last day out, has he got a point to open his account here? No, that one just goes across to the left hand side and wide. But one thing that strikes me about young O'Connor, Tommy, for a big man, he's got a lovely deft touch. Yeah,
and good feet for a big guy, which also helps as well. He's a nice sharp turn on him when he gets on the ball.
He didn't steal it. I was talking to his uncle for a couple of minutes before the game, Jamesy. He was pacing around looking for the cut of the ground and all the rest of it. Ball comes down here towards Harry Doherty. Saw his dad coming into the stand as well just before the game. Ball goes all the way across. Good open run being made there. It is dropping deep on O'Connor. That one has just again though tailed out to the left hand side and wide. So Flannans certainly not shot shy. They've got their 2 points on the board, 2 wides as well, and it is though St. Joseph's in Tulla leading 3-2.
You know, a feature of the game the last day was that they had, I think, 15 wide. So you know that when these opportunities present themselves, you know they'd want to be taking them because could come back to cost them later on.
Yep, certainly. Colm Daly's short little ball out there just didn't quite work out. The ruck again develops. There's a great deal of work rate going on there at the moment. That's a lovely pick up from Graham Ball. That's class from the man from the parish. Down on his knees, just flick the ball into his chest. Knew well the free would come, and it'll be James Conlon of Rouen is the man that's going to take it just outside his own 45-metre line. Puts it into the corner. Not sure was that the intended target. His own O'Connor tried to control it. Across he goes again as well. Just the ruck comes in. Good work back there from Matthew Corbett, who eventually turned the ball over, but it is back to St. Flannans, and it's popped out here to the right hand side. That is Rory Ralph. A shot that's dropping high and around the square in towards Harry Doherty. That's good stuff from Patrick Murphy inside the Tulla goal. He had to be spot on when he put up the hand for that one, and he was. And an old-fashioned whip on the ground there from Isaac Hassett. Plenty endeavour early doors.
Yeah, but you're great handling, as you said, by the keeper, because Doherty was lurking around there, and any sort of a touch, you know, when Murphy committed, I think he needed to come not alone to play it but to take it, which he did. Well done, keeper. You know, early on, cold hands as well.
Absolutely, yeah, they're cold here in the commentary box as well, and we don't have to catch a ball. Matthew Corbett has the line ball just behind his own 45-metre line. Owen O'Connor standing in front of him and does get the touch. It just breaks behind him though. Owen battles away for it once again. The Ballyea man goes in, lovely little flick up there, gets the hand pass back to Colm Daly. Great block down, Oren Perrill, great work rate from him down towards Jerry O'Connor, flicks it in behind. That's coming into it now. Aidan O'Driscoll, he's pushed into the back. That's really, really good. And look at Jerry O'Connor here underneath, is just clinching the fist. 3-1 for St. Joseph's into Matthew Corbett.
Yeah, he's moving forward to take the freeze, and again, you know, very, very important part of Tulla the last day, where he converted, I think he had 11 shots, 10 points, so good conversion rate from a guy that never took a free.
Matthew Corbett. Well, Matthew Corbett has certainly taken plenty out of them, and great work there from Jerry O'Connor in the creation of it. What a moment he had here with that point that beat Heine Kilnamona in the senior championship last year, all the way out around that 65-metre line. It's Matthew Corbett looking at the Aldi end goal here of Zimmerbeim at Park Kisog with that new scoreboard in his eye line. He's on the right hand side, a step or two in from the touchline, striking it across, and it just didn't curl. It stayed out left and wide. It felt like he was maybe hoping a breeze that just isn't there might bring it in.
Yeah, a quick puck out. You know, again, Flannans, Ralph had made the move, I think, was it?
Yeah. And it's picked up instead though by Belenko. And again, the ground hurling returns to the park as Cahalimi now picks it up. He goes for a shot from distance exactly midway between the 45 and 65, but it stays out to the left and wide. So 2 wides apiece for the teams, 3 points to 2 for St. Joseph's and Tulla. That scoring rate has just slowed down as we hit the 9.5 minute mark. Long puck out down again towards Jerry O'Connor's general direction. He breaks it down in front of him, maybe lying on it there perhaps, but the referee says play away lads, and that's exactly what they do. Great breaking forward, I thought, from Michael Vaughan, but the referee said there was just, you were trying to clear the way out in front of you, I think is the message. Free in for St. Flannans and a first of the afternoon for Harry Doherty.
Yeah, and again, as you said, no wind to talk about, but nice starter for a free taker, Harry, just on his own, just inside the 65.
Yeah, stole a little couple of yards as well there while the referee's back was turned, but that's the experience you get from man that of course played in the intermediate hurling final with Clare Castle last year. Harry Doherty, it feels strange saying last year, you'd still be in that mindset, but that's what it is. Harry Doherty just beyond the 65 metre line. It's certainly high enough. How's the accuracy? Straight between the posts as it normally is from the Magpie. We're level pegging here, and remember, early doors to be talking about it, but it is results on the day, and we cannot separate these two after the opening 10 minutes. Ball picked up here in the half-back line by Colm Daly. He's handled a lot of it in the first 10. Flicks it out across into the centre once again. That's good work from Pa Finneran. Looking up, forced to turn back around. Left hand on top as he strikes it over the shoulder down towards the top of the left position where Harry Doherty is hanging around. His hand goes up, the ball breaks down. Thomas O'Connor and Isaac Hassett are all there looking for it, trying to get onto it. Is in peril, just flicks out the back of the ruck. Thomas O'Connor goes after it, and the line ball will be given to St. Flannans, and he's eager to get on with it. Flicks it back to Daly once again. He's on the 65, looks up, sees a little ball down the middle, sends it in. It's a bobbling ball for someone to come and deal with, and that somebody will be the men from St. Joseph's in Tulla. But again it breaks up, and that is Rory Ralph now trying to burst through. Hand pass just goes over the head. Thomas O'Connor, Dara McNamara all trying to get onto it. It's Dara that has it. With him is Elijah Cooney. He's still going. Dara McNamara through one-on-one. Here comes Dara McNamara, one-handed. Great save, fantastic from Patrick Murphy. Danger still not clear though. St. Joseph's Tulla have a bit of defending to do. Oh, Thomas O'Connor, that's a beautiful rub, beautiful run. No, Thomas is in a goal. It's a cross, and it's gone out, and it's gone to the right and wide. Two brilliant goal attempts for St. Flannans. One fantastic save from Patrick Murphy, one shot from Thomas O'Connor that flashed across the right hand upright. It's been a frantic 45 seconds.
Yeah, and both of them had intentions of going for goals. In fairness, the keeper, didn't delay going down, stood up. I think it hit him in the body, but the second one was just flashed across from O'Connor, and I think it took the umpire by surprise where it ended up. But 2 let off for Tulla. I'm just looking out there now. It looks like that Matthew Corbett is actually taking up the centre back role, which may negate Tulla's strength in going forward. It looks like Belenko has come out to midfield, number 17. So lots of changes. Hayes still positioned in the inside line. So he's walking gingerly enough. So I think he'll be hoping to. He's just issuing directions there for. I think it's Cahalimi to shove inside. So I think he's going to call for the puck out here, maybe.
Jerry O'Connor comes across to get some directions from his manager, and with him right all the way is Isaac Hassett. So the two Clooney Quinmen, they'll know each other very, very well indeed. 11 for Tulla and 9 for Flannans.
To be like the line out calls, will they know each other's signals and stuff?
Absolutely. Well, the ball went to the boss of Jerry's Hurley, but it just breaks down behind him, and it's picked up instead by Dara Ball. Gives it out here to Colm Daly once again. Daly gets the hand pass here. Oh, that's a good move from St. Flannans. Rory Ralph takes it up. He's up to the 45. Left hand side, dragged to the ground. Referee not happy, or happy I should say, with the challenge, and he leaves it go, and away comes Jerry O'Connor. This is good stuff from the St. Joseph's Tullaman now. Oren Perrill gives it off to Cahalimi. Cahal sends it flying up into the air. The ball goes between the posts. It's another score for St. Joseph's. They lead by 4 points to 3, but I'm not quite sure should there have been a free in the previous play.
Yeah, but once it looked like to me that Ralph was going forward. It looked like was it Matthew Corbett nearly pulled him in, but the referee didn't see that. He was from behind. It looked like he was charging. So
trying to creep in behind here now is Owen O'Connor to respond straight away. And again, the missed opportunities from a St. Flannan's point of view already starting to rack up. That's a 4th wide of the game now, and as you mentioned, we saw that the last day in their quarter-final tie. 14 minutes played. It's St. Joseph's leading St. Flannan's by 4 points to 3. Our commentary sponsors, Cooney's Home Home and Hardware on Main Street in Tulla. Puck out from Patrick Murphy. He'll know it well. Dropping it down here to the right hand channel. Up goes the hand there of Ryan Hayes trying to win that ball. He does. Wins the ruck. Gets the hand around the shoulder again. He's going for a second pot at the post. It's just tailing though to the left and wide. And for a fella that's trying to run off an injury, he is fairly getting involved.
Yeah, and again, I suppose, look at his strength is his ability to win his own ball. So maybe instead of shooting, he may need to lay it off to maybe the likes of Jerry O'Connor and that who could finish it.
Graham Ball does really well to pick that up just before it hit the touchline. Plays it across looking for Owen O'Connor. It goes beyond him and it's picked up by Harry Nolan. Harry gives it back to Matthew Corbett. He's trying to maybe sit in that playmaker role, sending ball left and right as he does. Oh, that's a wonderful take. Off we go. This is a massive opportunity for James O'Donnell, and the ball just flashes over. He had more than that in his mind. What a brilliant take it was. Showed real strength and power to get away from his man. Left hand on top of the hurley as he sold it all the way through. Ball just flashed over the crossbar, but after 15 minutes, a quarter of the way through the contest, Tommy, St. Joseph's lead 5-3.
Yeah, and I think they'll be quite happy again. Matthew Corbett, while he's sitting back there, but he's a great head in him. He looked up and saw that space in front of O'Donnell, and O'Donnell had a lot to do, but what a score.
Again, St. Flannans look to respond from distance, and they do, and it is that man, Graham Ball. When you need leaders, he's the type of guy that always steps up. That's his second point of the afternoon, 5 points to 4. Just gone 15 and a half minutes here in Zimmerbeim at Parky. So Patrick Murphy once again long and direct down towards that, some boom of a ball down behind the 45 metre line it goes. Again, it's a breaking ball. That's where you want the danger to accumulate, but it's Flannans who do come away with it and working back deep there once again. Oh, that's fantastic bit of work from Aidan O'Driscoll, just intercepting at the exact right time. Again, a ruck develops. The players turning around to the referee asking was it touched in the ground. He says play it away, boys, and nobody is bringing it out. This wouldn't be out of place in Thomond Park later on, but it's Hayes and he wouldn't be out of place there either. Great bit of play from him once again. The leg hanging off him, but he had just full body on that.
Yeah, he has that ability, which is a big asset, particularly at this time of the year. And as I said, he is capable of scoring himself, but also he's creating havoc when he gets it, either looking for a pass or drawing a free, which Matthew Corbett should be able to convert.
Yeah, and just watching after that last interaction as well, Rory Ralph is just trying to catch his breath as well, so it was fairly intense inside in the ruck, that's for sure. But right now, Matthew Corbett with this opportunity, he's got 2 points on the board already. Strikes it straight and through, and a brilliant score from him once again. So it is now what you would call a nice lead, 6-4 for the men from St. Joseph's in Tulla. 10 points in 17 minutes of action here. We will have a bit of injury time after that collision that occurred that resulted in Ryan Hayes' little injury there, but he's back in play. Harry Doherty, what a take that is from the puck out. He tries to go all the way through. There was a flick. Oh, that's a brilliant tackle from Michael Vaughan, the captain of St. Joseph's Tulla, because the danger was on there and the free is given away. It's going to be a free out for Tulla.
Yeah,
but you talk about tackles,
I think look at what's happening here now. John O'Halloran isn't happy with Bugler. Now look at when Doherty caught it right, he took off, but I think the key thing here was that Vaughan clearly flicked the ball. I think now Doherty went down, but I think in fairness to Vaughan, I thought he flicked the ball downwards. Now whether there was debate whether it was a chop or that, look at margins are tight. Inches, centimetres, millimetres will be fought for.
They certainly will, and they are being fought for, there's no question about. Oh, that's great hands. What a catch that is from Liam Murphy from the sideline, but the ball is going across. But what a brilliant take. He took it flying, blowed his ankle, turned and got his shot away. But that's a 4th wide now for St. Joseph's, 4 for Flannans as well.
Yeah, we haven't seen much of Murphy to date, but look, we know what he can do when he gets the ball. The game is just settled down now. Players are getting to know what other teams are doing. Flannans again not happy.
I think they've reason to. Harry Doherty was being manhandled there as he tried to catch that ball, but we play away, and Darragh Murray, he gets a really good interception. The Aina Kilnamona man gets it out here to this left hand channel. Rory Ralph tries to play the ball all the way across again, looking for Owen O'Connor, breaks the ball down in front of him, avoided the temptation of picking it off the ground as it fell, and instead flicked it up out here towards Pat Finneran. He'll settle down. Has that ball gone over? It certainly has. Good score from him. That's his first, but good composure initially in the setup of it by Owen O'Connor. 6 points to 5. It's St. Joseph's in front.
Yeah, I think what Flannans, probably Tulla know Doherty's strengths. They're trying to spoil him, to say the least, in the air.
That's being diplomatic about it now, let me tell you, from someone that's watching it up here with no glasses on either direction from terms of the schools. But Dara Ball fouled over there on the far side.
There was never any sympathy for the big man under a high ball. I always felt anyway.
Well, I'd say yourself and Harry could have a good conversation after this game anyway. Pav Finneran, all lovely control on the hurley, takes it off so it doesn't have to kill a catch as he now strikes it over his left hand side. Again, the umpire's looking up at that one, but again it's going out to the right and wide, and you just wonder in terms of the areas that some of these shots are being taken from, are they on?
Yeah, no, look at there. I thought when Finneran got the ball, I think was it number 8, Graham Ball had made the break inside, and I think the pop it to him was the decision, but it didn't come off.
Good breaking ball picked up again here by Colm Daly. He's been really influential in this St. Flannans half-back line early on. Can't catch it again. He'll flick it out in front of him. Across comes Harry Doherty. One-handed pick up and off he goes. Takes his 4 or 5 steps. Oh, lovely little flick back inside looking for ball, but that's really well read by Matthew Corbett. He's playing a really good role back there at the heart of that defence for St. Joseph's in Tulla. It is James O'Donnell now transferring it across. Oh, what a take from Sean McNamara. You can see why he's so highly rated as a defender. James Conlon, he's got a big future ahead of him too. Sends the ball away down to Doherty. Ball breaks down. Thomas O'Connor now picks up the break. Out here to Owen O'Connor, 45 metres out. That's a brilliant team score from St. Flannans, and it involved quite a few of their big stars: McNamara, Conlon, Harry Doherty, Thomas O'Connor, and finished by Owen O'Connor. Co-score after 20 minutes at 6 points apiece.
Yeah, I think Flannans have that, as we spoke about, the physicality and their ability to win their own ball. They're a lot bigger team. Tulla just now standing off, and Flannans winning the breaks in that middle third.
Yeah, Finneran thought about the shot first time, instead decided to try and direct it inside to the corner. In it goes, in towards Dara McNamara, again just coming away from goal, striking over the shoulder off the left hand side, and this one has found the range as he gets his first of the afternoon. But credit Pav Finneran, Tommy, he was going to take on a kind of a over the shoulder shot, instead took the touch, found the man in the corner and got the score.
Yeah, we spoke about the decision, the last ball he had, but learned from his mistakes, and again, a nice ball put out in front of McNamara. Still had a lot to do, but came in and struck it the minute he struck it.
Referee is coming across here to chat with his linesman, and he's really, really not happy with the St. Flannans management team. And I think let's see if we can have a little listen as to what he might be saying. All of you is what he's saying. And shut your mouths. Right, fairly strong words.
Well, the message is simple.
Yeah.
If it's effective.
It fairly is now, and you could hear it was a very simple message. All of you guys, shut your mouths, and we could hear it because we're right here above it. So let's see, will message be heeded? Anyway,
sometimes the simple way is the best way.
Yeah, well, that was fairly direct now. Matthew Corbett is going direct as well. It's dropping in around the square. Oh, that's a really awkward one. And has it gone in? It has! The umpire says the ball has crossed the line. It was a really, really awkward ball for Leon Talty to deal with, Tommy. It dropped right at his toes. Just a touch took it away from him from Matthew Corbett's free. The umpire was right there. He saw the ball crossing. The Tulla lads celebrated immediately. They knew that's a big, big moment. 1-6-7.
Yeah, and again, we spoke about Flannan's ability to win the ball, but as you said, one of those ones that are just coming in under the crossbar. The keeper is in two minds.
And the follow-up from James O'Donnell with his second point of the afternoon from out on that wing, and how this game has turned. It was 6 points apiece not a couple of moments ago. Now it's 1-7-7 with St. Joseph's in front.
Yeah, and I think probably the difference is that Tulla are probably more efficient in their shot taking, whereas Flannans have been a bit wayward, and we spoke about would it come back to haunt them.
Matthew Corbett again mopping up that ball. You have to feel for Leon Talty there. It just died at death at his toes, and he was setting himself for something else.
It's one of those we spoke about with Murphy at the other end. If you come for it, you have to take it. Murphy took it, he didn't, and it's an awkward one for the keeper, but let's hope it doesn't affect him. It's a big game, and he can put it behind him.
Dara Ball with the line cut, and Thomas O'Connor is fouled, and the free is given this time, and that means that the management team here can just stick their hands back into the Giles and walk away from it. It'll be a free in and a score now that Flannans need just to kill the momentum, get it back to a 2-point game.
Yeah, and it's Harry Doherty, is it? Yeah, we'll be taking it again. A nice one in front of the goals. But yeah, you would say that, Flannans at different stages looked like the better team, but Tulla more efficient. Now aided and abetted by that fortuitous goal that they got gives them a bit of a cushion, but this will negate that goal.
It certainly will. Harry Doherty does one of the more simpler tasks from the 21 metre line. So 1-7-8 it is now. We've 24 minutes gone in the opening half. Cooney's Home and Hardware on Main Street in Tulla are commentary sponsors. Puck out once again, goes again down towards the opposite 45 metre line. Again it's a breaking ball, and once again it's this man Colm Daly sweeping back to pick it up, takes off on a run to the far side of the ground, strikes it off the hurley. A crossfield ball, Dara McNamara and Thomas O'Connor inside underneath it. Harry Doherty's hanging around. It's Harry that picks it up.
Great touch.
A lovely flick, and the referee is giving a free in, and I'm not quite sure if that one is as warranted as others maybe, but it will be a free in for St. Flannans and a chance to bring it back to one.
Yeah, again I thought whether he took the player first before he played the ball, but I thought number 2 Cian Maxted flicked the ball away, but you've spoken about him here, Derek, in front of us. Conor Daly here has been on a lot of ball, but it's more importantly what he's doing with it. He's given a good supply into the inside line, or there's a player coming from the inside line out, but he has played a lot of ball so far.
Harry Doherty makes it a 1-point game here in Zimmerbeim at Park Isog. 1-7 Joseph Tulla, Kalashta Flannan. 9 points here in this TUS Dr. Harty Cup semi-final. Puck out once again for Patrick Murphy. There will be absolutely nothing between these teams when that clock hits 59 minutes. I think we can be fairly confident in predicting that. Look at that for a puck out once again. Down beyond the 45 it goes. A breaking ball. Rory Ralph inside trying to pick it up for St. Flannans. Daly is there as well. A good number of St. Flannans players just dropping back into the pocket. Matthew Corbett, one of them, as Harry Doherty drops back to win this ball. That was Dara Murray trying to come out to win that ball. Wins his free as well, just beyond the 45 metre line. But very interesting, Tommy, you spotted it there. While the ruck was going on, the Tulla defence was getting organised.
Yeah, and that's what Corbett brings. He's a very intelligent player. He knows full well he's no business out here, that if the ball is in here, that's where he needs to be, and that's why he was put back there. An intelligent hurler.
James Cullen with a really good ball down here to Owen O'Connor. Steps inside. You could see he wanted to offload it. That's good full back play from Elijah Cooney, just stopping the ball on the ground, and they'll now try to bring it clear again. Referee says play away the ball, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Cian Maxted coming through, a big strong unit as well. He goes into contact, he wins his free, and that was an interesting one because it just looked like he wasn't maybe comfortable, Tommy, taking it on the side he was on and wanted to offload it.
Yeah, and again it was nearly, it could have been if Flannans had held him up. It was a case of over carrying. Cian, a younger brother of Evan who won a Harty Cup medal with Tulla a couple of years ago. I'm sure his mother and his father and his grandfather up from Tiptown always come to see their grandchildren play.
Absolutely, and it's well worth it as well when they're as good as they are, that's for sure. Ball breaks on the 45 here at the Tulla, attacking into the ground. Liam Murphy goes in to try and flick it up, but again that's really, really good, solid defensive play from Sean McNamara. Questions of over carrying maybe as Dara Murray lets the ball away down the top. Oh, that's a lovely interception from Harry Nolan. Picks the ball up. Jerry O'Connor now being the link man. 3 Flannans been around him. Ball just comes out of his hand, and again it develops in a little bit of a ruck. Trying to pick it up there once again was Conor Hill from Ballyade, and now with the red helmet in the full back line. Nobody coming away with this ball too handily. Oren Perrell picks it up, gets it outside. That's Michael Vaughan, the captain, trying to set up the latest attack in towards Murphy. Oh, that's a beautiful turn, but great play from Sean McNamara. Just eventually flicks the ball clear. Again, the goalkeeper is coming out, running and racing for this ball. Out over the sideline it goes. It's fairly hectic.
That James O'Donnell made up the greatest amount of ground in the shortest bit of time, because he started 20 yards behind him and he ended up contesting with Talty. They talk about forwards work rate, but I think that was outstanding work. I think the first line ball.
So it'll be between Ryan Hayes or Jerry O'Connor as to who's going to take it, and it's Hayes with a leg and a half under him as he will strike this one just outside the 45 metre line at this stand side of Park Kissogue. Gets a good connection on it. It's bending in towards the post, and good hands inside from Leon Talty. Another foot would have done it, but the man from St. Joseph's Durham Airfield does well to take that down from under his crossbar. Isaac Hassett being wrapped up there by Jerry O'Connor. Once again that midfield battle being absolutely key. Oren Perrell, that's a lovely pick up, gets the call outside him from James O'Donnell. He stands on the 45, and the Tulla fans behind the goal will tell you before the umpire that ball has gone between the posts. That's a good score to swing back the momentum. 90 seconds to go in the opening half. 1-8 to 9, St. Joseph's in front.
Yeah, and just as we acknowledged his work rate the last time, his scoring ability there, great score from O'Donnell.
Harry Doherty is hurlyless, trying to pick up that ball. He was trying to tell the referee, I hardly left it behind me myself, but again, he didn't get away with it, but he does eventually win the free.
Yes.
And the referee, I think, said yeah, that ball was touched on the ground, but this battle with Harry Doherty is just intriguing.
Yeah, look, I think both men, they know the strengths and weaknesses are where the teams can get on top of it, and Doherty has that ability to win the ball, but as I said, Tulla doing their best just to spoil that ball and jump in on the second ball and try and sweep it up.
It's tight in the other game as well. Nina CBS 1-7, Thurles CBS 9 points. They're on a similar time frame to ourselves, the two tip teams down in Templederry. Limited capacity of 2,000 for that one. I'd say as many will come with no tickets as well, chancing their arm as we watch Harry Doherty chancing this
Great
free
strike.
Yeah, fourth of the afternoon now for him to keep it back to a 1 point game again. 1-8 to 10 it is here, as the puck out will be coming right now very shortly, and we'll hit injury time in about 10 seconds. Again, it's over to this stand side, down towards Ryan Hayes. Up go the hands, the ball breaks down, the ruck is there. Kahalimi trying to come onto it. It's on the 45 metre line. There's 4 of each coloured jersey inside around it. Flannans in royal blue today, and it's St. Joseph's Tulla in their white with that strip across the back. And again, Tulla have come out away with this ball. Out to Jerry O'Connor, showed great feet to find the space. Jerry, who played here in that county final, drives the ball high up into the air. It breaks in behind. There's Liam Murphy. That's a brilliant goal. It was just the simplest of balls, Tommy. I heard someone during the week talking about Lynn Gaynor saying the goals are scored close to the goals. That was an example of it. High ball from Jerry O'Connor. Bit of a mix up in the defence, but a real poacher's finish from Liam Murphy. What a goal.
Yeah, and again, look at, they all count, whether their goal of the season. And again, look at Corbett again, using his... this will be...
It'll lift the place. Has it got the legs? Oh, what Matthew Corbett. That's fantastic. What a brilliant score that is from the man wearing 8 but playing at 6, and what a turnaround once again. It's now St. Joseph's Tulla 2-9, Liam Murphy with their second goal, St. Flannans 10 points. It's the biggest gap we've seen between the teams so far.
Yeah, and I think probably on the run of play, probably the goals, both of them have been for TUS, I suppose, but they all count when they go in, and Tulla, that'll be a massive lift, and for Corbett to do what he did, he strode forward there. There was never a doubt in his mind what was going to happen, and to add to that point, or the goal, what a 4-pointer it was.
So line ball here for St. Joseph's Tulla. Referee just telling the 2 number 10s, Harry Doherty and Oren Peril, to move back from it, but neither of them they're trying to get out in front of each other and taking a step forward each time. Eventually the line ball is taken and it clears out over the top of the 2 of them, and it is James O'Donnell that comes onto it. Again, great close control, trying to get his ball away. Does eventually get it back here towards Ryan Hayes. He's looking up. Oh, that's a great hook there from Graham Graham Ball trying to get it. It's Cullen who sends it now into the danger zone once again. St. Flannan's looking for this big score before the break. Good feet to eventually get back up there from young Owen O'Connor, and the ball just goes inside that right hand upright for his second of the afternoon, and it's one they needed. 2-9 St. Joseph's, 15 points that is, 11 for St. Flannan's, 32 on the clock, 4 between them.
Yeah, O'Connor gambled and came out in front of his defender, again had a lot to do, and just squeezed it inside the far upright. Tulla now probably just trying to settle it down now. There's a lot of lads hanging over hurleys and stuff. It is only early January, but the intensity and the physicality and the hunger to win the semi-final, every ball has been fought for.
Certainly is, and goals, the big scores of that game so far. Long puck out once again goes down in towards Hayes for Tulla. Ryan, that is, trying to pick it up. James Cullen there trying to pick it up for the St. Flannan's men, and coming away with it once again is Colm Daly. He again gets wrapped up. Referee is happy enough to let the steps go. Harry Doherty takes off and now puts the ball onto the hurley, looks up, fires it into the corner. That's a good run made over there once again by Owen O'Connor, pushed in the back, I thought. Referee says play away, and the Harry Nolan is the man that comes away with it. Matthew Corbett stealing down that far touchline, puts a beautiful ball out in front of Liam Murphy, bounces into his hand, but good play from Sean McNamara to take it away just before he grasped it, and instead it's going to be a line ball for the men from St. Flannan's.
Yeah, it was just too near the line, I suppose, but again Corbett picking up and reading the ball, but let alone it went out over the line, but it was a well distributed ball, because he hadn't much time on it, but Flannan's now with a good cut down to Harty.
Yeah, up goes. Oh, that's a great take once again from Harry Doherty. This will be a big score for St. Flannans before the break if he can land it, and he certainly has. That's a brilliant score from Harry Doherty, joint captain of the team, leading by example. He's got 5 of their 12-point tally so far here in this opening half. 2-9 St. Joseph's, 12 points for St. Flannans. Referee blows for the half-time whistle. So as they head for the break, Tommy, it's St. Joseph's by 3.
Yeah, and again, look at I think probably justifiably so. The game, as we said, opened up at a rapid pace. Then it kind of settled down a small bit when Ryan, but Tulla, have really picked up the pace. At the back, as I said, Matthew Corbett is orchestrating everything at the back. Vaughan is working very strong at midfield, but up front, O'Donnell, he's a real menace. But he's hard running and his ability to score. Now look at Flannans will be disappointed to concede those 2 goals. But goals win games, and it puts them a goal up at half time.
So half time here in Parkes Oak, 2-9 to 12 points. Half time in Temple Derry, it's Thurles CBS 11 points, Nina CBS 1 goal and 7. So Thurles by 1 there, St. Joseph's by 3 here. We'll take a very small Biog, but we've a few of the bits to talk about when we come back. More previews of that to come across the week here on Clare FM, but right now we're ready to go for the second half of this contest. The teams are back out, the crackers are gone off in the stand or in the terrace, and there's Stewart's gone scattering to try and find out who has them. Right now though, James Cunliffe is scattering through the heart of that Tulla defence, offloads the ball to Pa Finneran, takes the touch, gives it back. It's Rory Ralph from a standing position, hits it inside, it's Darragh McNamara. Thomas O'Connor goes across, and that's good goalkeeping from Patrick Murphy. Left his line early, determined and strong, and won that ball, because if O'Connor had got the chance to whip on that, it was only going in one direction. So well done, Patrick Murphy.
Yeah, and again, look at keepers need to come. If they come, they need to claim the ball, and that he done, and just relieve the pressure now, because I think Flannans will come out with management advice or instructions ringing in their ears, and Cullen drove forward there, but Tulla averted it. Now they go down into attack. Yeah,
breaking ball once again. It's Rory Ralph back there for St. Flannans on his own 45, and wins his free. And just after spotting, actually both sets of ultras are in the same terrace, and there is as many yellow bibs around them trying to mind them as I've seen in quite some time.
Good luck to them.
Good luck to them, exactly. Long ball into the corner. Good luck to Darragh McNamara, winning this as well. Flicks it up into the hand, turns over the shoulder. It's going to fade across though, and it is Patrick Murphy's to come out and deal with the St. Joseph's Tulla goalkeeper. 2-9 to 12 points is on the scoreboard. The ball is delivered down to the 45 at the Cloister end of the ground. Up they go for it. Ryan Hayes is still in that advanced position. James Cullen is at 6 for St. Flannans. Sends the ball down the line here to Isaac Hassett. 2 bites of the cherry to get it up, but he does that indeed very, very well. Off he goes to Darragh Murray. He gives the hand pass clear, and he's taken out of it after it as well, as Pa Finneran was the man that took it on. Referee is going to have a little word here in the ear of Oren Parrell from Crusheen, and a carte à buis, or first of the game, I think.
Yeah, I think it was just when he released the ball, he followed through. Nothing too malicious, but John O'Halloran, right on top of it, and now it'll give Harry Doherty a chance to reduce the deficit.
Yep, he's 2 steps beyond halfway, looking at the goal away to our right hand side, the Aldi interior of Parkes Oak. Harry Doherty from just down the road in Clarecastle, making sure that everything is right. Kieran Connolly, the physio with St. Flannans, just going in, checking out that everything is okay. Here comes Harry's free. He's trotting away after it, but it's gone to the right hand side and wide. That was the shouts of the Tulla men you heard there in the terrace, telling us that the first scoring opportunity had gone a begging 6th wide for St. Flannans.
Yeah, let's hope that they give the free takers a chance and they don't be booing it, because in the spirit of the great occasion, you don't want things like that. I know it's the natural thing to do, or it seems to be, but look at. We're better than that in Clare.
Yep, absolutely. Line ball here to be taken by Darragh Ball from St. Joseph's Durham Airfield, well represented on this St. Flannans panel. Cuts it inside. Oh, that's a great take in the air from Patrick Finneran. Takes his time, settles himself down. Umpire is craning the neck, and again it has gone to that right hand post and wide. So 2 early scoring opportunities that could have brought it back to a 1-point game. Instead, Tulla still lead by 3.
Yeah, and we spoke about the Flannans failing to convert the chances and Tulla doing it, but the longer it goes on, the more maybe desperate they may get. But again, Cullinan picking out his keeper.
Yeah, and stepping off his line really well there was Leon Telty. Pressure put on him by Liam Murphy. Dispatches it down the line to a man you want on the ball for St. Joseph, for St. Flannans. That's Graham Ball in towards Darragh McNamara. Ball just goes in behind him. The break was maybe anticipated to come in front, and it allows Patrick Murphy to come out off his goal line, flicks it out the right hand side, and there is Matthew Corbett to deliver a long attacking ball, looking for Ryan Hayes down that right hand channel. Two St. Flannans men go with him. Cullum Daly tries to pick up that breaking ball. Instead it is Graham that goes on the 45 metre line. The ruck develops. Referee is just standing off it, letting them go at it and seeing who'll come out with it. Again, it's a fair cluster of them over there right in the shadow of the terracing stand, and now the referee is going to blow it up. He couldn't see it. That means we hadn't to hope of it.
Yeah, stalemate on the ground, and throw in. Now this will either clear it or it'll add to the confusion.
I often wonder, would you better have thrown the ball out over their heads and just finding a bit of green grass? Oh, what a whip on that ball, and it's Hayes that picks it up, Ryan, and just shoves your man to the ground. The referee didn't like it, and again, and that was because the ball was thrown in at close quarters and they just went at it.
Yeah, too close. It defeats the purpose, because the rucks were saying there's too many in it, and yet we throw it in where there's more giants in, and it only bar a clean win of a throw in. It's just going to continue.
Darragh Ball takes the free. It's well read out there though by Liam Moroney, but just flicked away from him at that moment by Pa Finneran. He has to go back and try and retrieve it again. Owen O'Connor trying to pick it up now. Finneran does. He has a bit of space out here to the right hand side, out to Harry Doherty. He puts the ball in hand and takes off, sticks it on the hurley, shortens up the grip. Great hook, fantastic defending. Keane Maxted, that's absolutely textbook stuff. Jerry O'Connor lashes the ball away down here now for the Tulla men. Good hands from Graham Ball trying to pick it up, but that's a good challenge on James O'Donnell. No, it isn't. Referee says that's going to be a free. That's been a brilliant bit of play. All going back here though. Keane Maxted, what a hook.
And again, kept the discipline. Doherty was going to take him on. Lined him up, for that hook. Effective very clearly. But look at this guy appears like a rubber ball. The minute he goes to the ground, he bounced back up again. He wasn't feeling sorry for himself. He just has that, that first 2 or 3 burst of pace which defenders just don't like, and struggle to deal with it. And a nice one now for Corbett to tap over and just keep that scoreboard ticking over. Tulla don't need to and shouldn't sit back and defend that lead.
And you talk about being clinical in front of goal. We'll wait until Matthew hits the free to do that, as he does dispatch it as we expect him to. But St. Flannans, Tommy, had 2 chances to get their first point in the second half. Tulla with just 1, and now they're 4 clear.
But that has been the difference. And again, we spoke about it potentially coming into the game. The Flannans don't take those chances, which they didn't take against Templemore, and then you're in the lap of the gods.
And we know though they do have a finishing kick in them. We saw that the last day, but it's already looking like they're going to need a goal perhaps to turn the momentum of this one early on. Matthew Corbett certainly won't be letting them do that too handy. Good play from him. And just as I say, a loose enough flick picked up here by Isaac Hassett. He's forced to the ground. Darragh Murray, he trying to pick up that ball. It's now Graham Ball that has it, flicks it out here to the near side. It is Darragh Ball trying to come on to it. Good work though by Harry Nolan. Turns the ball over, sends it away down into an attacking position once again. James Gunn flies up into the air for that ball and takes it down, but he's hooked. Great work back there by Nicky Belenko. This is just such brilliant work rate from both teams. Belenko kicks the ball clear. He goes inside the challenge. He has a man off the shoulder. That man is Michael Vaughan, the captain, trying to go around, trying to make the angle for the shot, and he does. There is the difference, Tommy, in a nutshell. 2 missed chances for St. Flannans, 2 taken by St. Joseph's Tulla, 2-11 to 12.
Yeah, look at and that has been the difference. And again, Tulla turned over the ball here, but I think Belenko, in fairness, team took it, passed it at the right time, which gave him a chance to go. Tulla now winning those breaks around that middle third.
Odrin Perrell doing really well there to get the ball back to Liam Moroney. He gets a call, a runner off the shoulder. Jerry O'Connor sends it in towards Liam Murphy. Belenko hanging around for the break. Murphy's out there, but that's good play by a very, very good defender in Sean McNamara. Gets it out here towards Connor Hill, takes off, but again it has to be sent and delivered, and it is, but there's nobody there because Matthew Corbett is just sweeping right and left, and Darragh McNamara, oh, that's a brilliant hook. McNamara came from about 20 yards off the pace there to put on the pressure, but he's helped out. It's Elijah Cooney, the fullback. He gets a half a hook put on him as well. Picked up over there by Isaac Hassett. Rory Ralph was trying to come onto it. They're working hard, there's no question.
Yeah, and again, I suppose Matthew just had probably too much time and dwelt on the ball. Now credit to McNamara, who chased him down and was forced a kind of a turnover in possession with Flannans having a line ball, but again, where will he go with this?
In towards Harry Doherty. Doherty tried to take it and turn first time, forced a little bit wide, spins back over the right shoulder and picks off a really neat score. That's a quality score from a quality player. If he had managed to control it first time, he was on such a tight spin, he could have cut inside. Happy enough with his point though. 2-11 to 13 points. Cooney's Home and Hardware on Main Street in Tulla are commentary sponsors. Puck out goes long. It's a breaking ball. It's Pat Finneran picking it up right on halfway. Jerry O'Connor's lost his hurley. Pat Finneran has his own one. Sends it into the corner, looking for Darragh McNamara, top of the right. Again, the touch, the control is brilliant. Can he take on Elijah Cooney? He's going in along the inline. He's trying to make the angle. What a save! And that's going to be cleared out, still inside around the square. That's class from Patrick Murphy. What a brilliant save, because Darragh McNamara had only one thing in his mind. Took on Cooney in along the inline, jinked out to make the angle, let off a rocket, but Patrick Murphy didn't let it go past him.
Yeah, and more importantly, it was the Tulla defender that picked it up. I think we've seen Darragh Kennedy coming now, I think, is it?
Yeah, number 30, Darragh Kennedy from Ballyea with the yellow helmet. We saw him to great effect from a Clare minor perspective last year, of course. Really good lad, and he's going to come in for these closing. What have we got in the second half? 9 minutes, so 20 minutes to go. Harty Cup final place at the balance. Well. Yeah, 17 is John Barry, another minor from Ina Kilnamona.
Another scorer as well.
Brilliant day here against Tip, the first outing last year in particular. So Darragh Kennedy going in. We'll just see who's going to make way off here. I think it might be Rory Ralph is coming off. He was actually carrying a bit of a knock those last couple of minutes, and also Isaac Hassett is off the team as well. So John Barry and Darragh Kennedy in. Rory Ralph and Isaac Hassett make way. Puck out. It is 2-11 St. Joseph's, 13 points St. Flannans. It's a 4-point lead for them in from East Clare.
Gone again.
And Darragh Kennedy is gone immediately. That is absolutely heartbreaking. Immediately, the first ball, his leg made impact with the ground, and I think Brendan Bugler's coming over to ask him. Gone. He said it's gone. That's heartbreaking, isn't it?
Oh God, the curse of the hamstring. You could see when he took off. Look at it was a gamble they took, but obviously a gamble. If you ask that young lad, he wanted to play, but it looks like in hindsight is great that just heartbreaking. Hamstring injury is one of those frustrating injuries. No one else can see it, only yourself. But heartbreak for Darragh Kennedy.
Ben Talty of St. Joseph's Dura Bearfield has come on in his place, so that's just your stomach would drop for the young fella to see that happen, there's no doubt. Matthew Corbett, great work from him, but a great flick from Thomas O'Connor, and he flicks it around the outside. Can he pick it up? The big man tries to take off, surely hit frontally there. Referee says play away, so he strikes the ball from his knees all the way across to Pa Finneran. He's trying to pick it up left-handed. Good work over there from Harry Nolan to try and disrupt him. He dinks it down the line. Oh, that's a lovely turn. O'Connor, but there was a little flick of the hurley in. But can we go back to the Thomas O'Connor one here? I said, jeez.
Yeah, John O'Halloran.
And I've no foot in either camp, but that was a free.
Look at defenders live on the edge, and the defender got away with it. Again, he had the ability to get the crossfield ball in, which had it gone to hand, it would have opened up for him.
Harry Doherty tries one from out on the sideline, and it just stays out to the left and wide. So that's an 8th wide of the afternoon for St. Flannans. None yet in the second half for Tulla, and just 4 in the first. It has been a lesson in economics and efficiency, no doubt about that. Ball breaks down again. Oren Perrell tries to go back after it. Harry Doherty instead meets it on the 65 metre line, shipped a fairly heavy knock as he did. He'll get back up onto his feet though. Referee spotted a little flick coming in there. That's going to be a free for St. Joseph's. Tulla, and a talking to as well from one of the St. Flannans players. And as the half wears on, Tommy, 12 minutes gone, second half, Tulla by 4, and they'll like this kind of broken play stuff.
Yeah, look at I think in our preview there with yesterday with Jamesy spoke about if Tulla get into a position that he felt that they would be well coached to deal with that lead, and the longer the game ticks on, the more frustration comes in, and with that then poor decisions. Metro Corbett now with a free, no great breeze. The flags are dead on the scoreboard, so we'll see what he does.
He is just beyond the 65-metre line, sends it way up into the sky, but looks like it's trailing across to the left and wide. So they have their first missed opportunity of the second half, and they've also their first substitution as Marcus Fitzpatrick, another of the Clooney Quinn contingent, is making his way on, and it's Aidan O'Driscoll from Broadford looks to be the man that's going to make way. So we have 13 minutes gone, second half. Cooney's Home and Hardware on Main Street in Tulla, our commentary sponsors. 2-11 to 13 points. It's St. Joseph's Tulla in front. Hands on hips for the St. Flannans mentors here underneath us as the puck out comes down towards Harry Doherty. Drops in behind him, and again Harry Nolan reads the best of all. Just gets a simple little flick away. Harry goes back to try and pick it up. 3 St. Joseph's Tulla men with him, and he still manages to gain the possession. Flicks it out here to the right hand side to Dara Ball, storming down the channel, steps inside, met there by Michael Vaughan. I think he knew he was going to be the minute he stepped in, but that's a good free one, an opportunity here for Harry Doherty just to settle Flannans back into it.
Yeah, I think Conor O'Donnell was chasing, but they just got tangled up in their legs, and again a free, it's a free that Flannans badly need. Look at Doherty has been taking the game to Tulla, in fairness to him. Now he has missed a couple as well, but they need more players to stand up above, because I think at the moment, Tulla seem to be, hungrier team, willing to put their bodies on the line that bit more. They're winning the rucks and those hard balls in there. So, the scoreboard doesn't lie. So, an important one for Harry Doherty and Flannans.
Luke Vaughan of Erogue is going to come on to the St. Flannans team very shortly. That'll happen in the next couple of moments. But before all that, Harry Doherty with the St. Joseph's Tulla Ultras in his eye line as he looks at the Aldi end goal of Park Yasog. Didn't get the cleanest of connections on it. It might work out. Thomas O'Connor! Oh, just hits the post. Darragh McNamara. We have seen, Tommy, some of the most dramatic goals I've ever seen down at that Cloister Inn today. Harry Doherty's miss hit free. Thomas O'Connor's ball took an age to hit the butt of the post, and then Darragh McNamara whipped it home.
Yeah, it was in slow motion, really, but they all count, as we said, and credit to Darragh Doherty, because it looked like Thomas O'Connor's shot had gone wide, but he didn't give it up and got it over the line.
Darragh McNamara with the goal. Now it's just a one-point game. Free for St. Joseph's. 2-11 St. Joseph's, 1-13 St. Flannans. We're inside the final quarter. While it has been, I suppose, a patchy enough kind of a game, it has delivered on drama.
Yeah, look, it does not, and that's what we would have expected. Both teams, came to give it their all, and semi-finals are there to be won. Now, the momentum, will it swing in Flannans' favour? Maybe Metro Corbett might have something else to say about it.
Level pegging in the other semi-final. 113 Nina, 16 points for Thurles, and they're inside the closing 14 or so minutes in that game as well. Matthew Corbett, stand side of Park Yasog, looking at the Cloister end, left hand channel, goes wide, ball goes to the left and wide. There stays one between them. It's unlike him, to be fair. He's usually absolutely on the money, but this one now, a chance for St. Flannans. Did they think it a while ago that we said it? They have that closing kick. Harry Doherty, the target for the puck out, goes beyond him. Maybe that's getting predictable.
Yeah, it is, but and again, like Finneran, has that ability to win his own ball, so maybe they do have options, because I think from Tulla's point of view, they're well versed and well prepared for Harry Doherty. As I said, I used the word spoiling liberally.
Yeah, loosely enough now, so you did. Anyway, the line ball is taken, goes beyond Jerry O'Connor. Took John Barry a little bit by surprise as it flicks onto his chest, but back there trying to pick it up, that's Graham Ball. He's on his own 65-metre line, dinks the ball just over the top. St. Flannans now trying to build the attack. That is out there to Ben Talty, sends it in towards Thomas O'Connor. The parishmen combined. Can Thomas pick it first time? Pushed in the back by Cian Maxted, and in fairness now, Thomas was arguing he had the advantage, but Maxted had stopped defending because he heard the whistle. But the upshot of it all is Harry Doherty with a chance, Tommy, to bring us level with 12 to play.
Yeah, and again, look at that's what we would have hoped for going into the last quarter. Yeah, Flannans probably, I don't know, is it bite up by the introduction of the subs, or the knowledge where they're looking at the clock, and if they don't pull up their socks, they're going out of the Harty Cup. So they have responded well, albeit again, we spoke about the two in the first. There's a fortuitous enough goal, but Harty has the chance now to level up the teams.
He's on the left-hand side, striking off his right. He's put it wide. He has put it out to the right-hand side and wide. That's a 9th missed opportunity for St. Flannans.
Yeah, pressure. They're all young lads, so they're all going to count. Metro Corbett did it at one end, and Harty has now done it at the other end. Yeah,
cancelling each other out. Hugh Vaughan of Broadford is about to come into the team for St. Joseph's Tulla as well very shortly. Right now the ball is played in, and this could be a big opportunity. It's Belenko going through. What a take! That is unbelievable defending back there by Graham Ball. He just got in a flick when it looked all ends up like Belenko was going to one-handed to the back of the net, and Colm Daly drives the ball away down for St. Flannans. Matthew Corbett sitting back on that breaking ball. Now O'Connor picks it up. McNamara's inside him. O'Connor steps inside up to the 21. Goal! Oh my word! Has Dara Conan been reborn here in front of us in Páirc Uí Chaoimh? Do you remember that famous game for him in the Under-21 Championship a couple of years ago? Thomas O'Connor, what a goal! Yeah,
look, he has that potential to do that, and in fairness to him today, he's looked very sharp. Massive amount of work to do, but what a finish. 2-13, 2-11. This game has turned on its head. Jerry O'Connor tries to pick it up. He'd look to respond immediately for St. Joseph. The hind quarters of James Conlon blocked that ball, and he has fallen to the ground because that one will sting. There's no doubt. The ball is picked up by Finneran, looks across. He transfers it from one side of the field to the other. Across here it comes to Graham Ball, striking off his left-hand side. Quality Graham Ball. This game has just taken spark. 2-14 St. Flannans, 2-11 St. Joseph's, 10 to play. Yeah, the thrills and spills of hurling at the other end. Nicky Belenko looked like that he was in on goal. I'd just like to see the replay of the defending. Now look at there was no protest or that, so but then it swung from one end and out down here. And O'Connor really does what O'Connor does well. Big strong man, held off 2 or 3 defenders, but more importantly hit that shot down into the ground and beat the keeper. Then Ball, who has been one of their main players throughout the year, just added to that. So now the momentum has swung from being 4 points up to 3 points down. We're just going to see now what Tulla have in response. Yeah, 10 minutes to go. 2-14 to 2-11. St. Flannans in front. The Tulla management team underneath us, it's their turn now to have conversations. Terence Fahy and Aidan Hart. Puck out comes. It's dropping again around the 45-metre line. Up they go. Breaking ball has to be won. Ryan Hayes still scrapping away for it, but it is Graham Ball coming away with it for St. Flannans. Gets it over the top out towards Darragh Murray. Lovely flick to get that ball away from him, but it's only Graham Ball that picks it up once again, looking for Thomas O'Connor. Pulled back there, surely the referee says play away. Himself and Keane Max that are having a right hold battle. Ball released away down the pitch. That's class once again from James Conlon. Takes the ball down and flicks it over the top. Murray, he gives it away down the line, and coming away with it here now is John Barry from Ina Kilnamona. Sends the ball high up into the air and straight between the posts once again, and there was an after collision here that the referee is just going to have to deal with. But John Barry, we spoke about his quality coming into it, and James Conlon, what a fantastic player he is. You know what I loved about that last block? It hit him straight into the hindquarters, but he waited till the ball was cleared before giving into it. Yeah, tough as nails. We had a guy in Fakel who used to describe one of those players as a no-go backman. Yep. Well, that was certainly the approach he took on that, and it was a brilliant take from him there as well to set up that opportunity for John Barry. So now the scoreboard has gone a bit astray on us, I think. It's 2-15 to 2-11. Yeah, they're after taking the 2 goals off him for some reason. Yeah. But anyway, 2-15 to 2-11, 4 between them with 8 minutes to go. It's a new scoreboard, lads, so teething problems. It's fine on the all. We've a sub on and off, have we? We have, yeah. Yeah, so 7 makes way on the St. Joseph's team. That's Liam Moroni, replaced by 22, I think. Vaughan, yeah. So we're in the closing stages of this one. They're level in the other game as well. Liam Murphy takes the ball down, and now James O'Donnell can control it first time. He's steaming through. He's trying to make the angle, hits the ball into the ground from the half a hook. Leon Taltier comes out, it's still there. Darragh Murray trying to come away with it, just kicks it anywhere will do. It's Conor Hill going back, trying to win it, does well, sends it down along the line.
line looking for James Cullen. Well cut out over there though by Oren Perrell, fighting away for that ball, very, very close to the sideline. The linesman over there is having a right good look at this one. Ball flicks inside. Cullum Daly again just swinging around, getting a boot to the ball on the ground to keep it moving. They just need to keep it going away from the goals from a St. Flannan's point of view. That's what they're doing. Pat Finneran back there dinks the ball into the hand of John Barry once again. Off he takes, and in pursuit of him right now is Michael Vaughan, the captain. It comes out to Harry Doherty. Couldn't pick it first time, does the second. Good ball across into the paw here once again. It is Ben Talty from St. Joseph's Dura Bearfield, and he picks off the score. There's no doubt this finishing kick for Flannans and the bench has had an impact.
It does, yeah, but I mean, I think the physicality, the aggression, the intensity from Flannans has really been upped. And look at Tulla just struggling now physically. Flannans winning all the dirty hard ball, and as you said, the impact off the bench has played a part as well.
Yeah, free here now though for St. Joseph's, and well won it was too by the new man in Hugh Vaughan. So this early on, we're looking at the scoreboard has just gone stone crazy.
2-16 to 2-11.
2-16 to 11, 5 between them, and we have 6.5 plus the additional time to go, so no need for panic just yet. Matthew Corbett with the free. This could cut it back once again to a 4-point deficit. He's midway between the two 65 metre lines, a step in from the far sideline. Yellow helmet on his head. This one has a bit of top spin on it as it goes in around the danger zone. Jerry O'Connor almost came onto it, but it is St. Flannans who survived. Pat Finneran back there around trying to come onto that ball. It comes down the line here and said, Harry Doherty, what a catch, and got himself back up onto his feet as well. Sends a ball across the way, just goes beyond though. Vaughan does well to pick it up, gets the call off his shoulder. Matthew Corbett, do you need now to release him up a little bit more? That is the question. He's taking off right through the heart of the defence. Ball though just nipped off his hurley as he thought he might be getting it away, and it is Owen O'Connor working back deep now for the men from Flannans. Looks back, that's a really, really good delivery into the corner once again. Pa Finneran is going after this one. Can he pick it first time with the left hand? He does. It's O'Connor spinning around for the out ball. Finneran instead goes back, sends it high from a very, very tidy angle. That's a very, very, very good score. Pa Finneran took on one of those 2% shots if you were a coach, facing the far sideline as he swung it over the shoulder. It managed to find its target though. There is now 2-17 to 2-11 on that scoreboard.
Yeah, just Tulla struggling to get a clean possession. Flannans are swarming all the breaks. The breaks that Tulla were willing in the third quarter, Flannans now have really taken control of the game, and working way harder than they had been.
They've won a line ball now on the far side of the ground, but it looks as if they're now. We spoke about Flannans, in that third quarter being in green flag territory. They got two of them, and it has turned this game on its head. St. Joseph's got two before the break. They look like they might need a third to turn it back around again. Cathal Leamy with a good connection on that line ball. James Cullen's inside underneath it. It looks like Liam Murphy trying to come onto it, but again a combination of McNamara and Ball and Cullen look like they're going to be clearing the lines here for St. Flannans. Again a little offload out the far side of the ground to Darragh Ball. He puts it back into the corner. That's Conor Hill trying to come through, and now they release it. These moves now starting to take flight as Graham Ball sends it goalwards. Not quite sure that was the intended target, but certainly those off the shoulder moves from a Flannans point of view are starting to get them out of trouble in those defensive areas. Matthew Corbett, he goes direct, route one, right down the heart. 3v2 back there though in a defensive sense, and it's Belenko inside underneath the break, but James Cullen comes away with it. Maybe, Tommy, do you abandon your spare man at this stage?
Yeah, look at you have to, because Hayes has been...
Harry Doherty stealing in. Harry Doherty, ball goes to the ground. He's on an advantage. We'll come back for the free, but he went to swing there. The hook came in and went to ground. He was on an advantage. It'll be a tap over free, but I suppose is it all duck or no dinner now for Tulla?
Yeah, look at out here, just that Flannans have taken over. Physically Tulla are just struggling to get their hands on the ball, and when they do, they're getting turned over. Cullen has really locked down that defence, and McNamara behind him. Just Tulla don't have the physicality up front to be able to win their own ball. Whereas on the other hand, you have O'Connor, you have Doherty, and Finneran, has done an amount of work, particularly in the second half. Big, Tulla, it just seems, have they worn themselves out with their effort, for 3/4 of the game. But, Flannans win the chance. Kem, took that goal chance, and they've kicked on from there with the bench playing its part.
A minute to go in Temple-Derry, and it's Nina CBS 117, Tulla CBS 19 points. So that one is going right down the wire, and if you were interested in that game that's on across the water, it's a 0-0 after 58 minutes between the two Manchester clubs at Old Trafford. So Harry Doherty got a look of disgust there, lads, if you could see that on the radio, as the man says. But Harry Doherty has the free just on the 21 metre line, and this should make it quite a commanding lead from a St. Flannan's point of view. Currently 217 to 211. You may make that 218 as Harry Doherty converts, and it's the last throw of the dice on the bench from a Tulla perspective as Daniel Green is coming onto the team. And we'll just wait and see. There's a bit of switching going on.
We're back here, is it?
Yeah, it might be Keane Maxted. Yep, it is Keane Maxted that's going to make way. So
I think Matthew Corbett has gone forward.
Yeah, he's up here around the midfield area, isn't he? So that's where the puck out is going, right down in his direction. Good take in the air there once again, but a good flick coming in. There's great battles right all over this field. James O'Donnell is the man that eventually gets the ball into his possession. He's on his own 65. Matthew Corbett drifting forward, trying to be the out ball for this particular one, but again that's well defended back there, and it's picked up by Patrick Finner, and off he goes on a direct run right down the middle of Zimmerbeim at Parky Sog. But that's great play from a Tulla perspective as Marcus Fitzpatrick comes onto it. Now it's Daniel Green's turn, sends a beautiful ball in towards Matthew Corbett, well hooped by Murray. He goes to the ground and wins his free. How did he steal inside the cover? But what a ball to find
it was, yeah. And again I thought was in two minds. I'd say if the game was different, I'd say would have probably tapped it over, but realised that there was a goal needed at this stage.
Does he go for it here now?
He learned it to get it. I would tap it over.
Yeah, he's on the 21 just where the arc meets it, just to get that in your mind's eye. He's at the cloister end, so it's difficult enough one. Flannans are packing the goal line now. They have their four plus the goalie, and Graham Ball just runs across him, maybe just put off the concentration, and Matthew does go for it, and it's whipped in. It's Jerry O'Connor. Jerry O'Connor whips in the rebound. He went for it, Dick Corbett. 4 points between them. 2-18 Flannans, 3-11 St. Joseph's. Jerry O'Connor with the goal.
There was no question marks about that goal. Wasn't tricked over the line. Old style, can't bait it, picked it up. I think had he picked it, he'd have been turned over, but Rasper, is it a bit little too late? But look, at Tulla will fight to the end.
Yeah, it certainly puts the Mocklers on it though. It puts us right down the home stretch as Thomas O'Connor goes up, ball breaks down. It's John Barry trying to come away with it. Referee happy enough to leave him off. John just flicks it out to the far side. That's Owen O'Connor, puts it across the goal. It goes to the right and wide. So didn't see the additional time flashed down here underneath us. That just maybe adds to the drama. There's 4 between them. It's St. Joseph's, Tulla 3-11, St. Flannans 2-18. That's St. Flannans by 4 as we go down the home stretch. It's St. Joseph's with possession, and it is their captain Michael Vaughan takes it on. Thomas O'Connor working back deep to try and interrupt him. It's over to James O'Donnell. James O'Donnell trying to sell the step, trying to get around James Cunliffe. He's brought to ground. Referee says play away. Vaughan comes in to try and pick up the breaking ball. So too does Matthew Corbett. Instead it's picked up there by Liam Murphy. He's on the 21. Ball goes to the ground again. Flannans just get the bodies inside around. Dara Murray, he fouled. That's really good cornerback play from Dara Murray. He took the ball, went, I would say, deliberately into contact. Free out for St. Flannans.
Yeah, Flannans had lots of bodies back there, and look at when O'Donnell picked up the ball, had there been more space in front of him, it could have opened up for him, but Flannans had plenty of bodies back there, forced into passing it, and I think then Vaughan then was turned over, but lots of tired bodies down there, lots of stretching to be done, because look at it has served up a great game, here in the the middle of January. Flannans looked like they were home and hosed, and we don't know about how much time is left, but has that Jerry O'Connor goal come a little too late? Looking down at my notes here, the Tulla side has been very blank since that third quarter, whereas on the other hand, I'm showing it now as if the people at home can see it, but Flannans have really taken over in that fourth quarter.
Yeah, they certainly have, and it's going to be a free out for them as well.
The Cullinan, is this? Or is it Finneran?
I think it looks like Finneran's gate from here anyway.
Yeah.
So 24 for St. Flannans is Jason Keane-Hayes from Kilmaley. We saw Dylan Keane-Hayes putting over a brilliant score in that drawn minor final a couple of years ago down the Gaelic grounds that night that it went to the penalties. That's actually Graham Ball, is it, Tommy, that's coming off? Is it?
No, Graham Ball is here, is he?
No, it is. Yeah, it's 11. Yeah, no, it's Finneran. Yeah. So he makes his way off, just a little bit of a tired leg, shall we say, as he makes his way off the team. So it's just the substitution that's been announced. Here comes Owen O'Connor. This could seal it, and it does. Owen O'Connor gets his third point from playing that number 13 jersey. That puts 5 between them now. 2:19 to 3 goals and 11, and we are 2.5 minutes into the additional time period, maybe closer to 3. Ball again breaking down around the 45-metre line. Looks like St. Flannans have just weathered this storm as the referee comes in, and last I checked in that other semi-final it was level, and Nina have just edged back in front. A point from a free from Owen Doohan, a man we know well from those underage days with Tip. 118 Nina, Tulla CBS 20 points, so 1 point between them there, and they're well into injury time as well. We'll get a full time before we sign off here in Páirc Uí Chaoimh. Right now it is St. Flannans trying to pick up that ball. Good intervention from Keane-Hayes, and he gives it out to John Barry, storming past the 65. John pops it over the top, and they have the weight of numbers here if they can control it. Again, it's picked up though. Shot coming in from Ben Talsi, got one already. That one goes right and wide. It could have been a crowning goal if he had controlled it first time, but the referee has blown the whistle now. We're going to continue with that short puck out. It's Michael Vaughan takes it on. 2 St. Flannans men conversion. One of them is Conor Hill. Gets the ball back to the ground. Vaughan tries to strike it over the shoulder off the hurley. Picked up well there by James O'Donnell. Flicks it around the corner. Out there looking for it was Marcus Fitzpatrick. He's blocked down now. This is Graham Ball from the middle of the field, going long and direct, but going wide once again. So that is certainly something that St. Flannans will be looking at, I think, when they're looking back on their stats during the week. But right now the important one is 2:19 to 3 goals and 11. But a nice little breaking ball goes the way of Liam Murphy. Puts the ball on the hurley, hasn't caught it yet. Now takes on his man Jinx inside, just lost his footing at the opportune moment, and the ball goes to ground. And again, that was maybe half a chance. The referee has played quite a bit of injury time with 4.5 minutes played now. Free out. Liam Murphy's jink. That'll work in April or May, but in January you don't have the same support underneath you.
Yeah, and again, Flannans, in fairness, have lots of bodies back there, so I mean there's no clear passage to the goals, and I'd say if there was, there would be one of those fouls committed, I'd say, where it is you take one for the team.
Yeah, absolutely. Harry Doherty is the target for this long free. Again, it's Keane-Hayes that picks it up, returns it to Doherty. Couldn't control it, does right now, winds up for a big one, slightly off balance, striking it, it's dropping inside all the way. Is it a square ball though? No, referee square ball. Darragh McNamara was inside, he was in the direct eye line.
He nearly played the goalkeeper's holiday, he was that near to him. No, it was one of those square balls where there was no debate.
Correct, absolutely, no question. It's a free out, and we still play on. Referee looks at the watch, he looks at the play, he looks at the break. Oh, that's a take and a half from James O'Donnell. What a catch. Flicks it out to his left hand side to Matthew Corbett, controls it, he's just going to dink it up, hoping somebody can get a breaking ball inside. Can they? Out it comes, a whip again. Oh, it stopped on the line. That time it was Oren Peril trying to whip it first time, but it's St. Flannans coming away with Darragh Murray. He back there, he's been fouled once again. He has really stood up here in these last couple of moments and won some crucial balls.
Yeah, and again, look at Tulla, try as they might, just can't break down that Flannans defence, with the weight of bodies back there. Tulla running out of space. In fairness, when O'Donnell picked it up, but Matthew Corbett didn't go to hand, so it allowed the Flannans defenders to come back.
The sliotar is struck out over the sideline, nearly lands above us here in the commentary box, but as it does, the full-time whistle goes. 2:19 St. Flannans, 3:11 St. Joseph's in Tulla. That's 25 points, playing 20. Tommy, 45 scores across the 70 odd minutes that we saw with injury time. We expected a really quality contest, we got it.
Yeah, it was a game that we had hoped we'd see, and it for 3/4 of that game, Tulla were in pole position, but look at Flannans, and we spoke about it, and it has been well reported that they've finished strong in a lot of their games. That goal, even though it was a kind of a, as Joe Gary would say, a scrobby one, was it? But it kick-started Flannans, into, really picking it up in the last quarter. The introduction off the bench, I thought John Barry, linked the play around midfield very well, and all the subs made that contribution. But I think when it comes down to it, Flannans will look back and probably be relieved that, they got the finish that they got. But with lots of things to work on, they'll probably go into the final now as underdogs. Wouldn't it be nice, I think, if Tulla got there? I think Flannans would have thought that...
Nina got there.
So, it's a tip team. But, we spoke up prior to the game about, where Clare hurling stands at underage and at secondary school level. Well, today I think, we saw loads of evidence that, the future is very bright. When you look down, through the respective teams, I thought Cooney played well at fullback. Ryan Hayes, while he was the loss at centre back, Matthew Corbett really, used his strength of his reading of the game and his game intelligence. I thought Harry Nolan was outstanding right throughout. And then, you had Matthew Vaughan, Michael Vaughan. Pearl worked very hard. Jerry O'Connor at different stages, struggled into the game. And up front then, I thought, Murphy was quiet from a Tulla point of view, but to me, O'Donnell is a real bundle of energy. But to the victory, the spoils go. Very strong fullback, centre back. With McNamara and Cullen. Daly probably wasn't as prominent in the second half as he was. At midfield, I thought Graham Ball was very consistent throughout. And then up front, we spoke about that half forward line. Where Harry Doherty and Finneran really, stood up, and inside, then you had Tomas O'Connor, got that super goal which put them on their way. And again, the bench, probably Tulla didn't have that strength and depth. The one downside from a Flannans point of view is, I suppose, is the injury to Dara Kennedy. They knew it was stick or twist at that stage, right? They gambled, it didn't come off, and let's hope that that he recovers. I'm not sure will he be in a position to play, but maybe later on. Flannans now, I think, at least have 2 more games, so that may be there. But hurling was the winner today. A massive crowd, the game played in the right spirit. All that's good about Clare hurling. Today, Flannans, I think that strength and experience and that scoring power plus the bench was the difference in the end. No fault to Tulla management, players and all involved there. They came, they gave it their all, they performed, they can hold their head up high. Disappointed to lose a semi-final, but credit to Tulla and the work that goes on out there. But good luck to Flannans in that big, Harty Cup final, which maybe, it is the pinnacle of colleges hurling.
And in that, they will meet Nina CBS, who beat Thurles 118 to 20 points. A 1-point victory for Nina. That game just finishing in the last couple of moments as well. And that game fixed for Saturday, January 31st. Venue, time and details and all that to be confirmed. Time for us to go here from Park Kissogue. Full-time score, 219 St. Flannans, 311 St. Joseph's Tulla. My thanks to Tommy on analysis, to Brian and all the gang back at base, and also our commentary sponsors, who were Cooney's Home and Hardware on the main street in Tulla. Lots more reaction to come, but right now we go back for your 2 o'clock news.